What's going on, 2 Minute Warner? I know it's been a minute, but got a lot of things going on, doing all traveling around. As you see, I'm in my hotel room doing these podcasts on site at these Comic Cons and everything. But I want to try to catch y'all up within this month to get us current with what's going on with All American. Right now, I just want to go over overview All American Season 1, Episode 2, 99 Problems. Now, this show is really sticking to the point of how not having a father at home for a young man can affect that young man's life a lot. They opened up with a flashback to Spencer as a young kid playing football, running around, scoring touchdowns, and looking for his dad, running to his mom, saying his father, "Where's my dad at? Where's my dad at? Why is my dad here?" Keep that in mind, because that is a constant motivation to him. That's what makes him want to be a better son, a better brother, a better friend. It's why he's always the father figure in all the situations that were going on. We flash forward to Beverly Hills Life is Good. You know what I'm saying? All these kids, they're on the beach playing football in the sand, shirts off and shorts. All these beautiful women, you know what I'm saying, walking around. And Layla catches Spencer's eye. Now, Layla is in a relationship with Asher, so of course when he goes over there and starts flirting with Layla, Asher takes he gets a little bit upset about that. So he goes over and almost reveals his plan about him and Jordan tipping off the school to Spencer's, you know what I'm saying, living situation. So you see, this is going to be a setup of some type of climax over what happened in the previous episode about him having to come live with the Bakers. So it's interesting to how they ride that entire episode instead of letting it out right there and letting the conflict with Asher and Spencer actually start there over Layla. But Layla seems like she's actually pretty, I would say, faithful. So although she is flirty, she would never step out on Asher in any way. At least that's the vibe that, you know what I'm saying, I get from her. Now, the overarching situation with this is a big football game coming up, and they have like a rally where where, you know what I'm saying, they're getting the football team funded and everything. Big fancy dinner that looks way more than what it should be for football, especially a high school football team. But you get flashes of Coach taking Spencer around, talking to a bunch of old, you know what I'm saying, Caucasian rich people, which normally happens at shindigs like this. Astor has sprained his ankle, I believe it was, and he's being held out of a game. So Astor's father comes up and basically goes off on Spencer, calling him a thug, telling him if it wasn't for Coach taking up for him, he wouldn't be on the team. There's no way he should be starting, you know what I'm saying, over his son. But Coach is honestly trying to keep Asher healthy because Asher's the best receiver on the team and has a very good rapport with his son, who's the quarterback. So he's just trying to keep him safe because this next game technically really isn't that important. But earlier when Asher went down, Spencer had asked if he played both ways. You know what I'm saying? He played offense and defense. And Coach wasn't like that because he didn't want to get tired out or whatever. So he eventually, especially after that, gives in and lets Spencer play both ways. His way to show that Spencer is worth it and that the team is going to do better than what they did in previous years. And, you know, that his regime is going to keep them on their winning ways. It's only after that, like after I said that he agrees for Spencer to play both ways, so that was cool. Back at home, you get Sean, the resident thug, and his Spencer's homegirl Coop. Sean offers Coop protection. It's not until Spencer sees Sean dropping Coop off at Spencer's house that Spencer, you know what I'm saying, learns that Sean is giving her protection from the streets of what's going on. You know what I'm saying, taking her under his wing. And he also finds out that Sean gave his little brother a comic book. So he goes and confronts them, telling him to stay away from Coop, stay away from his brother, and that whole scenario is playing out. And then you get the back and forth between those two, which is pretty cool. You get the kid who's giving everything, who is looked at as Spencer, and you get the kid and Sean who's struggling for everything and has to try to work his way out of the hood, although illegally. So it's like two sides to the same coin of what's going on with that. Then you get the Bakers resolving the situation with their kids being upset that Spencer was moved into the house without them being asked. So that family resolves issues very quickly and easily. Like, this would have been a fight that was going on in my family for at least a month or two. Like, it's not no getting over that. You didn't ask me how I felt about that. I'm upset, Dad. Like, it would have been a totally different scenario. And before the banquet that they went to, of course, Spencer doesn't own any fancy clothes, so, you know, they help him out with that by putting him in one of Coach's old suits so he could dress up and go to the thing. Like, they're all looking fancy, and he comes down in like his outfit's like, I ain't got no dress clothes. So that was really cool. In the game that they played, Spencer got hurt, and they're like one play from scoring, and Coach pulls him out with, I think, like, it was either 4 or 14 seconds left, and they try to run the play to somebody else, and it doesn't get caught. And you see him frustrated, but the coach is trying to keep him safe because his arm was hurt, and saw he was tired and didn't want to overexert him. It's okay, but that shows the coach's love for Coach Baker's love for his players rather than, you know what I'm saying, just winning. So that was really cool. But the same thing in the episode when they went back to the flashback of Spencer being a little kid, you see Coach there watching him play. So is Coach's dad, or does Coach know his dad, or, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with that? That's really crazy, and that actually comes out in later episodes. So yeah, y'all guys should check this out. But you come to a realization. You get Astra, and you get Jordan's sister and Coach's daughter. They're in a car talking about something that happened, and come to find out, Layla's her best friend. Layla's Astra's girlfriend, and come to find out they hooked up once. Although like on a drunken, drugged out binge or whatever, but they hooked up and Layla doesn't know. So I'm curious to see if that comes out later, you know what I'm saying, or what happens. It's a good show because it comes from the viewpoint of a young man who's struggling to make something of himself, who is very talented, and is based on a true story. It's like based on events, true events. So it's something you guys should check out, because from his perspective, growing up in, you know what I'm saying, out there, you know what I'm saying, in the hood on the West Coast, and then going to Beverly Hills or Beverly Side or wherever he's at, and having to work there and just being a fish out of water. It's interesting to watch how he approaches those situations that every kid comes in touch with in school, but because he's in a different environment, he has to handle differently. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to this 2-Minute Warning page, but also follow 2-Minute Warning on Instagram, over on the Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere 2-Minute Warning is at. Come follow us there. You can follow me personally at Nerd Mix Alpha on Instagram and Twitter, and you can check out my other Nerd Geek and Pop reviews over at A Plus Opinions. All right, guys. So until I'm able to get the 3rd episode up, which should be this week, I'll holler at you guys later. All right. Keep it A Plus. 2-Minute Warning in the house. This has been a Nerd Mix.